Okay, I'm gonna be recording for anyone, it's the HP4 tutorial, the Any percent tutorial. I'm also gonna go over some all shields at the very end. Just like wrap that little bow up so I can just send it out. I'm gonna be going over the current Any percent route. Not the current Any percent world record route, but the current Any percent route, because the Any percent world record's outdated. But the shield route changes like very little, and I will be going over that as it goes on, and it will be noticeable when it goes on. Big thing to note here is I am using a controller. Controller is really good for this game. Like, really, really good. Keyboard will maybe get you somewhere, but it won't get you far, because a lot of the precision on controller is very much needed. Another thing is I play in windowed mode, and the only way for that to happen is if you use a program called Wind. And if you use a program called Wind, you can play the game in windowed mode. And with that, we can start the run. A lot of people ask me, like, what character to start with, what's the most optimal character to start with in World Cup, and it's always Hermione. For a reason that you don't know. Time starts as soon as you skip the cutscene. For this movement here, you want to, like, go down and then go, like, a bit right, and you can hug this little tent to get the most optimal movement. The optimal movement here is to just keep going up and get close to where Arthur is. Ignore the Dug Bog or any of the Dug Bogs that spawn and just get to Arthur. Alright. For this area, very convenient music. There's 3 Dug Bogs. There's 1, 2, 3 right there. You want to throw 2 of them out of bounds, and 1 of them you will kill normally. Sometimes you'll only need to throw 1 out of bounds if both Harry and Ron both lift the rock. Or not the rock, the Dug Bog. If you lift them both, if they lift them both, you can just jinx them both to death. But regardless, the last one has to be jinxed. That is important because the AI will not consider it dead until it explodes out of bounds, and it takes a while to explode out of bounds. So killing it will allow them to, like, convert back to their normal state so they can pick up the rock that's over there. As seen here, I will pick up this one and throw him out. Second, throw him out. The optimal way to kill him is if he is lifted up in the air, mostly kill him all the way. If he is on the ground like this, mostly kill him all the way, knock him over at least, and then he'll die. But you want to be somewhere over here, either before he dies or right when he dies. Because the AI will end up killing him 99% of the time. And you want to stand right here for about half a second to a second to manipulate the AI to come closer to the rock. And once they get closer to the rock, you'll pick it up and they'll pick it up instantly. You want to push it to the left so it lands on this little, like, ridge over here. And you can just walk right through. Right here, you need to get all the Extremos beans. You won't be using Extremos in World Cup. Holy fuck. I'm turning that off. You won't be using any, not beans, what's it called? Extremos in World Cup. You'll be using it in Moody's lessons, though, so you need to have it before Moody's lessons, too. For this rock, you want to wait anywhere in this proximity. And you're waiting for Harry and Ron, them slow fuckers, to get closer to the rock to lift it. And you may be asking, why should I wait for them when I can just cast on it? When you pick up an object, the AI move slower as they head towards the object that you're trying to pick up. So if you wait for them to get there, they will run there faster, and then you can pick it up and they'll just get there faster, and it saves time throughout the whole run. And as you can see here, I'm waiting. They both show up. I cast. You want to push this one more to the right, so you can just slip through here. Don't worry about picking up these blue beans, because the AI will 9 times out of 10 pick them up. At least one. As you can see, I got one here. For this first branch, you need to be buffering your spellcast button to buffer Carpe Retractum. And you need to be doing divot inputs in your stick. I can show it. When I pull, I am moving the stick left and right in the direction opposite to where I want to pull. And the reason you want to do that is because it makes the cast more effective, and it makes the cast way faster. As you can see, I'm wiggling the stick, but still pushing it opposite of what I'm pulling, and it will pull the branch way, way earlier. Let me drink some more. Next is the first trick in the run, which is branch skip, which is why we need Hermione. What you want to do, you can barely see it. Okay. There is this little black line, and I'm going to circle it. This is black line right here. You want to be on the right of the black line. Okay? And if you're going forward to the right of the black line, all you're going to do is just hold forward, and it will clip you through. You may be asking, hey, why does that work? So basically, branch collision is weird. It is weird throughout the whole game, and the only reason why this works is because Hermione gets up quicker than the other two. And because she gets up quicker than the other two, the branch's collision hasn't reset fully. And because of that, you can just go right through, and it'll skip this one, and it will skip this branch right here. So you skip pulling 2 branches, which saves like 10 seconds. Pretty huge for early game. For here, the trigger is like this weird line. You just want to hug this wall, like this area, and then you'll trigger the Dug Bugs. These Dug Bugs are utterly useless. Just run past them. There'll be 2 that spawn right here, and their positions are random. Here, here. And because their positions are random, it's really hard to predict. Basically, I got cucked, and they formed a line, but I think I was able to get through it, yeah. Next trick will be rock skip. Basically, okay, this is a good enough angle. Basically, this rock right here, you're supposed to pick it up and move it. Well, you can't really pick it up and move it until you kill all the Dug Bugs, so we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to go right until we hit this wall, then go down until we hit the rock, and then we go right again. And because of that, we will go right through. If you mess up the angle, you go back over here, and you do it again. The angle isn't super precise, but it is definitely one of the, like, early game tricks that will kill your run. Very dumb. Good, I didn't do the, really bad, time save here. But basically, you want to hug this. You don't want to go super far out because you'll lose time, but you don't want to go super close, or you'll hit the rock, and the rock will knock you over like 10 million times. Not worth. So then, you want to get to this area, and you want to go right here. And you're going to wait like 2 to 3 seconds. 1, 2, and you're going to cast. They should be manipulated to go near the branch, and they should pick up, they should cast on the branch. Sometimes the cast is instant, sometimes the cast is not. You don't want to be super close to the rocks or you'll get knocked over, like I did. If you don't get knocked over, you'll notice that there will be a wall that's right here. And you'll be like, how do I get past this wall? If you just go right here, you can just walk past it. For some reason, they added the collision here, but they didn't add the collision here. Great game devs, I know. They're like the best game devs ever. And because of that, we have finished World Cup. And with World Cup being done, that is the first level of the game done. No shields awarded, so we still need 26 shields. But we go. As you saw here, there was that blue flicker. There was a cutscene there. If you are prone to crashes, it is widely believed that you should wait until you see the first visual of the cutscene until you skip it. Because it helps with crashes, apparently. I've never had that problem, but a lot of people have, so I will not discriminate. Next, we're just going to pick Harry and just spam through it all. Cutscene skip here. What you should be doing here, around near the cutscene ending, is you should be spamming A, or whatever your Jinx button is, so you can spam kill the bucket, or spam hit the bucket. Because once you hit the bucket a few times, that gate over there will open. If you don't have enough blue beans for Extremos, or if you don't have Extremos yet, you should try and get blue beans from here. Most of the time you will. It's not that rare, like I got 2 there. Kinda insane. Alright. Dug bugs. It's trying to teach you how to kill dug bugs, even though we've already killed dug bugs. I know. Great game. Well, we're not going to be killing them the intended way. We're going to lift off this dug bug, and we're going to throw it on this little, like, pole thing. When it's on top of the pole, just let it go. It will land inside the pole, and then it will explode. And because it exploded, it makes it so you can move on. Here we're going to do the exact same premise, but on a different pole. We're going to do it right here. This wall is really weird, and just be more left than you think you need to be, because this wall will try to push you out from putting the dug bug there. He'll land on top and you'll explode. Don't worry about these dug bugs, they mean nothing. First thing here, I always see people mess this up, okay? Do not be holding the Axio button until you enter this cutscene. Because if so, then the item that's right here, which is really important to pick up because it triggers the rest of the items to spawn, basically, it will move super far left or super far right, and you'll have to deviate your path just to get it. But if you activate Axio now, you'll pick it up. Here, we only need 4 items. We're going to grab this item, this item, this item, and this item. They are the most optimal ones to grab. You could rely on an AI picking up an item, but as much as I adore the AI on how well programmed they are, I wouldn't rely on them here. So here you just hug, keep holding Axio even throughout the cutscene. Grab the 4, get near the gate. Then once it opens, just hold forward, and it should auto-put you into the Aqua Reptor cutscene. Boom. This level done. No shields awarded, but that's about to change. Alright. Here we're going to select Ron. Spam through. Big reason we choose Ron is he's on the left and we need him for beans and stuff, so. Alright, AI manipulation. Woo! It's my fun thing. What we're gonna do is we're gonna run here, skip these 2 fires, and cast on this fire. This will manipulate the AI to cast out those 2 fires, and by the time you cast out these 2 fires, they will kill these 2 fires, allowing a nice little balance. I know, fun. Then we're going to get into this corner right here. There are 2 possible scenarios for this AI manipulation. Either Hermione is a bitch, and she runs over here and starts casting on this fire. Or Hermione is nice, and she casts on this fire. If she casts on this fire, start with these 2 fires. Then she'll switch, and you'll still get 6. But you have to start with these 2 if she's over there. But if she's over here, start with these 2. Then... Fuck me. I can show it off because this is the manipulation I got. Fuck me. You want to start with these 2? Try and get triple casts, because triple casts are inherently important for mastery, and we'll need them for a card. More like, yeah, the 1 card. Another triple cast. We're going to cast on this to get a double cast. Then Harry will switch. Triple. Sometimes he doesn't switch. Either he'll switch to here, or he'll grab this one. Most of the time, he grabs this one. And it'll be a triple. And then it'll be a triple, double, and then the rest are triples. The rest should be triples. And 6 triple casts is insane. Because that almost guarantees the card. Because Aqua Repto Mastery, if people that don't run Hundo, basically, Aqua Repto Mastery is determined by combined casts. And it gives a lot. Here, you want to trigger the fire from here, and then you want to wait here for a few seconds. Again, wait for the AI to get closer. And then cast. Go right through. This is the room that we need Extremos for. Hold right. In this cutscene, hold your Extremos button. In my case, it'd be B. Hold the right button, and then spam your Jinx button. You should kill it in the fade out. Then here, hold right. And then kill these 2 with Extremos. And you have to be pretty quick because the Extremos is not that long. And you don't want to make the Extremos run out. If you are super duper fast, you will get hit by this fire. Or if you're super duper slow in the Salamander room, you'll get hit by that fire. You can be the judge of that. Keep going. You'll have to damage boost at least one of these fires. Here, as you turn, you need to be holding your casting button to cast Aqua Repto on the fire before the Salamander spawns. You want to put out the fire. If you let go of the fire, and the fire does not go out, just kill the Salamander and then put out the fire. Luckily for this fire only spawns 1 Salamander. Also, good thing to note here about Salamanders, do not get an Inflatus kill. An Inflatus kill is when a Salamander is stunned, and someone casted Aqua Repto on it to, and then you jinx it to death. Basically, that will blow the Salamander up, And the most transitions, like gates opening or like any story progression stuff, cannot progress until the salamander has exploded. It is the worst animation to get in any percent. And you should avoid it at all costs. Sometimes you have to damage boost to this fire. Now we have another trick. You want to hug this wall, like, as you walk to get into the position that you need to be in. Stand about right here. Wait for the camera to pan. This is very important. You're trying to get the AI in a really good spot. So you need to wait for the camera to pan. Wait for it to pan. Once it pans, cast on the bridge. What should happen is... what should happen if you did the manipulation right is someone from the other side will cast on the bridge and knock it over. Sometimes they'll be on the left, and you'll see them come up. But as you can see here, I got the manipulation. Again, note, always wiggle the stick. Oh, and a thing to note with Aqua Rupto. With Aqua Rupto and later Habibicus, which is the lily pad spell, you need to be spinning the control stick, either clockwise or counterclockwise, the left analog stick. And it will make it so you don't get a really bad stream, as Vlad would call it, a piss stream. It is really bad, and it loses a lot of time, and it loses a lot of mastery. But we're going to be performing something here called Fire Skip. Or Moody's Lessons Fire Skip, because there's another one later on that's even easier than this. A thing to note about things in this game that will come very important later on. Very, very important. It's important to one of the skips coming out. If you get into a damage animation, you cannot have another damage animation until a certain allotted time has passed. And that is very important, because a damage animation pushes you backwards. And we're not trying to get a damage animation because we don't want to get pushed out of the fire, and we don't want to be in the fire for super long because we don't want to die. So what we're going to do is we're going to intentionally damage ourselves on the fire, and then we're going to attempt to go our way through. See, look, I intentionally damaged myself, and then I'm going to hold right with a bit down, so it's like a bit down right, and you'll walk right through. If you have less than 60 health going in this area, 99% chance you will go right through, like I did, and die. Which is perfectly fine. A death only loses like 8 seconds or something, and it's perfectly fine for beginners to die here. But if you have more than 60 health, and you do the strats I listed, you should be able to get through without taking damage, without dying. Not without taking damage, oh my god. Okay. This area will be played based on if the AI want to cooperate or not. You want to cast on this right fire. If they cast on the salamander, you have to put out the fire, and then you kill the salamander. If they cast on the fire first, then just kill the salamander, because they'll put it out by then. So what you want to do is you want to stun the salamander, and then pick up a rock, and then just crush it. Boom. And with that, we got our first shield. And now we're going to be going into Hogwarts exterior. All of these levels, all 3 of these levels, staircase block, block skip, and rooftops, we will be playing as Harry, so you can just spam through the character select. The first shield we're going to be grabbing is staircase blocks, which is a very important shield. It's a very quick shield. But it's also a very weird shield because we're going to be doing something called a 2-block staircase. What you're normally supposed to do here is supposed to line all 3 blocks to make a staircase. Pretty fucking obvious. But we're going to do something called a 2-block staircase, which is aligning the physics up so 2 blocks will work instead of 3. What we're going to do here is wait for the AI. And we're going to align the first block with this brick. Very important. This brick right here. If the brick is lined up, then we can pick the second one up and just slam it against the wall. Once it goes above the block, we can just slam it against the wall. And you can climb both the blocks. Really easy shield. Also, try and pick up Extremos beans. Because we're going to need Extremos for Forest. Just spam through this. Exterior again. Harry, like I said. Instead of going down there, we're going to go up here. For block skip. We're going to pick up as many beans for Extremos. I got Extremos. I'm ready for Forest. I'm just going to keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. What we're going to do for this AI manipulation is we're going to walk, and then we're going to walk back, and then cast, and they'll insta-cast. Walk, walk back, cast. Boom. Boom. And we're gonna walk to the left. You can wait for this fire, and then just tank the rest. Once you get past this fire right here, buffer Carpe, and you will instacast on the gate. Open the gate. This should trigger either Ron or Hermione to cast Aqua Erupta, which means they are 9 times out of 10 going to teleport. As you saw, I got perfect cast, so they casted Aqua Erupta. We're going to right here. Get them to cast. And we're going to be doing something called block skip. Usually you're supposed to take this block, bring it over here, go up, pull the bridge down, and then take that block, put it down here, and then go up. Really convoluted. I didn't even know that's how you did it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get on top of the block. Okay? This is something that a lot of beginners mess up, and it is really important to do this, because if you don't do this, then the AI will attempt to get onto the block, and it will ruin your day, because they'll pick up the block while being on the block, and then the block will push them off, and then they'll instantly drop the cast, and you lose so much time because they have to go through their damage animation and stuff. What we're going to do is we're going to get on top of the block, and we're going to face Harry so his back is towards this tree, like facing this way. And while he is still on the block, I'm going to cast Wingardium. And since I'm going to cast Wingardium, and I'm going to hold upright to push him back into this corner. And since I casted super early, they don't want to climb the block, they want to cast on the block, so they won't climb. And it is consistent. They will not get on the block. See, look, I'm going to get on, turn around. So what we need to do here is simple. Wait for the block to get above this ledge. Then we're going to get it over here so then I can climb up. If you're super advanced, there's this corner right here. If you hit the block on the corner as you put it over here, it will make the block turn diagonal and it will hit you. And because it will hit you, you'll be able to climb while in the damage animation, so you save like 3 seconds because you don't have to go through the damage animation. As you see, I will attempt to go for it. And I got it. And because I tilted the block, I skipped the damage animation. And that's another shield. Again, we're going to do exterior again. And we're going to be Harry. We're going to go back down here for rooftops. Here you want to be buffering to pick up the cauldron. Slam it into this wall. Pick up this cauldron, slam it into this wall. Pick up this cauldron, slam it into this wall, and then pick up the next cauldron and slam it into the next wall. Instead of going around like we would in casual play to pick up the block from an elevated ledge, what we're going to do is we're going to manipulate the AI. So what you want to do is while you're picking up this cauldron, even though it is technically more optimal Let's put it that way. To be near the spot you need to be for the skip to work, we need to manipulate the AI for them to be close enough so you can always get a 1-go. And a 1-go block is very important here. So what we're going to do is... Nice. Is we're going to get close to this fire, but we're not going to go in the fire or past the fire. We're going to get to the fire, and then we're just going to go all the way back. This will manipulate the AI to move forward, so they'll be, like, here to there. It's like, they're really good spots. And then we're going to get right here, in this general vicinity, usually around right here. And we are going to pick up the block. If you're in the perfect spot, you will not pick up the cauldron. But if you're not confident with the thing, just pick up the cauldron and destroy the cauldron, and then you'll instantly pick up the block. And this, I picked up the block. And we're going to launch the block to be... We're going to go this way, and then we're going to push it to be over here, and then we're going to climb the block and grab the shield. And since I manipulated the AI are in good enough spots for this to work. If you do not get 1-go, okay, put out this fire, get near the block, and wait for them to get close and move the block closer. Because if you don't put out this fire, it makes the AI 10 times worse to deal with. Because they'll keep damaging on the fire, and they won't get through the fire. Really annoying. But if you get 1-go, just continue. And you'll be fine. Okay, this is where the route deviation happens, and I will be showing salamanders when we do it in the route. We do not do it early in the route anymore. We now do it in late game because it saves 2 to 3 seconds to do it in late game. So I will just be skipping over this. I will be covering the shield once we get there. Next, we're going to be going to Forest. We're going to be playing as Harry. Something very important to come up with is we need mini shields for this. And mini shields, if you don't know how they work, if you grab all 10 of the mini shields, you will get a big shield. Some of the minis that you grab in this need to be grabbed at a specific time, so you cannot grab them earlier, because if not, then the way the big shield spawns will not be the way that you want it to be. Alright. Let's go through story. One of the hardest splits in the game. Basically what you want to do is you want to get into the center and just hope the mini bounces. Basically the mini is attempting to bounce and then you'll grab it. I got instant mini. Not always the case. Pull this Boobo Tuber to get past this. Then there'll be a Dug Bog that spawns right here. You want to run past the Dug Bog. But if you do not hear the Dug Bog attack the AI, turn around and stun the Dug Bog before you do this Boobo shot. If you do hear it attack the AI, then do the Boobo shot. In this scenario, it didn't. Luckily, the AI picked it up. Then we're going to do this Boobo shot to destroy this. We need to grab this mini and this mini. But the way we're going to do this is very not convoluted. Is we're going to get into this area right here. So we're going to go here, grab this, go into this area, then grab this mini with Axia. And what that does is it triggers to spawn the 2 Dug Bugs over here. And what that does is it lures them over here away from the Boober Tubers, allowing you to get a cleaner shot and they're just out of the way. So if they're both out of the way, so therefore I can now do the Boobo shot. Sometimes they'll get in the way and they'll just like spawn like on the Boobo and then just kill the Boobo. There's nothing that you can really do about that. But if they're near you, just stun them. Simple as that. Stun, don't kill. It's a very big motto in any percent. These Dug Bugs are nothing. They don't trigger progression, so just run past them. Sometimes you'll get stuck by them because they are really huge Dug Bugs. But don't worry about them. We need to grab this 4th mini right here. And to make sure we have enough time between this cauldron and here, we're going to get right here. Pick up the cauldron. Slam it into these 2 areas. And then just hurry up and hold Axio. So the mini has the earliest time to move. You want to go up here? It's the fastest route anyway. The mini's literally in the way. Grab the 5th mini. Okay. Very important. This cutscene is not triggered by a actual cutscene trigger. It is triggered by a proximity trigger. Meaning, once you enter the range of the trigger, give or take a few seconds and the cutscene will start. The farthest you can get with the cutscene is right here. But you don't want to go right here. You want to stop right before it. And the reason is because the dragon will spurt out fire. And you will be in the fire when the cutscene ends. So therefore you have to go through a damage animation. And then you can cast on the fire. But if you wait here, the cutscene will start. And then you can immediately cast on the fire. See, look. You want to cast on this right one. And be set up for the easiest trick in the entire game. 2 dug bugs will spawn. Ignore them as much as you can. And you just want to run. And you want to be as far to this way as possible. And you'll just get past the fire. Simple as that. Okay, a lot of people fall into this trap. Right here, there is an invisible wall. Because that's where the dragon shoots a fireball. Do not go into there, because you can actually get stuck in there, sometimes soft lock, and sometimes just lose like 10 plus seconds because you need to force yourself out. Not worth, just hug the wall and you'll just avoid it every time. Ignore these dug bugs again. Do not pick up this mini over here. We will be picking it up when we need it. This bubo shot, very important. Once you see the target, you need to barely pull this, and this only works for the first time you attempt the shot. Once you see the target, and you've barely pulled the bubo, let it go. And it will work every single time. And you need to aim about right here, because the only shrooms you need to destroy are the first 2. If they don't get destroyed, these first 2, do not pull the log. Because you can technically pull the log over the shrooms. But if you do that, that blocks the shot that you have with the bubo. Do not do that. Thank you. Again, if you get the shot, pull the log. Then just run past here. This cutscene's boring. What we're gonna do here is we're going to ignore these salamanders because they're irrelevant and just walk past the fire. Really doesn't need to be explained. Just do it. Damage boost for all these fires. Don't worry about anything. You have enough health. There's so many things here. 6 mini is literally in the way, so you will always grab it. Alright. This is a trick that not a lot of people understand, because very few people have even gotten it to begin with. It is called Fire Skip 2. And the reason why it's called Fire Skip 2 because you did the other Fire Skip. I know. Very, very cool name. Basically, you can skip this fire by damaging through it, but the reason why it's so hard, and it doesn't look as hard compared to, like, you know, how it actually is because there is invisible walls. Basically, there is an invisible wall here, and there is an invisible wall here. So therefore, you only have a sliver to get through. And if you just stay in the exact center, 9 times out of 10, you'll just get through. Just like that. It is not that hard if you, like, intentionally practice it, but it's definitely hard to deal with. Ignore these dug bugs. Try not to get damaged by them, and try to stay in the corner as much as possible. Because this area, you can actually move while in the cutscene. What you should be doing is you need to hold left for a bit, and then you need to hold up for a bit. It is very feel-based, and I can't teach you how to do it. Like, what I like to alternate is left and up, then left and up, then left and up. Then once the Scroot gets in this animation, I'm holding forward. In this, I didn't get it because I suck. So what you need to do here is charge the Scroot, use Extremos, kill the Scroot. Simple. Grab the shield. What we're going to be doing here is, again, we need to play Forest, but before we enter Small Scroot, we're going to be buying cards. And these are for Ron. We're going to be buying 3 cards for this run. We're going to be buying this card, and this card. You need 200 beans, which you'll get normally. And you need the Mastery to unlock this card. This card in the bottom right. The first 2 cards are Jinx power-up cards. Jinx power-up cards just increase the power of the Jinx spell that you have. And this one, which is the very important one, which is Double Jinx, which makes it so Ron will shoot out 2 Jinxes at the same time, making it so you can stun enemies within 1 to 2 shots. It is very, very powerful, and is very needed for later parts in the game. But this card is super hard to unlock once you get, like, top level, because you are being really efficient with your kills and not getting enough mastery. That is why the 6 triple casts in Moody's lessons inherently matter when doing this route. When you're a lower level player, you won't notice it as much because your kills will inherently be inefficient, meaning you get more mastery, meaning the card is much easier to get. But once you get, like, better at the game, you'll notice that as you get better, if you don't get really good efficiency in early game with triple casts, that this card won't unlock. Enough with that. We're going to play as Ron, and we're going to load the cards that we just bought. The beginning of this area is the same for the other 2 splits that we plan on, which is Dragon and Big Scroot. I will only be covering this once, the walk there, because it is super easy and it won't be hard to mess up. Basically, walk over here to skip the trigger to spawn these 2. And then 4 dug bugs will spawn. Hug this wall and you'll walk right past them. And ignore them completely. Then we're going to go up here. And then we're going to go up here. And we're going to go down here. A big thing that we're going to do here is we're going to go around this log and then cast from around here. You don't want to be too far back because somewhere in the over here, there is a dug bug trigger that spawns 3 dug bugs. Do not hit that trigger. That will make you lose like 20 seconds because you have to kill them. We're going to pull. If you want to be super safe, you should destroy this one on the left. But you should be aiming around right here. Because if you destroy the one on the left, you can just go right through. If you destroy these 2, you can just go right through. People may be asking, why not just destroy this one? Well, there is an invisible shroom that is right here, so therefore this shot is harder than it looks. And I highly advise to do this, because if you aim for specifically this one, you only need to destroy 1 shroom. And it really isn't that bad. You should be running. Big thing on what we do here. If the Scroot is near you, or it is being complacent with how it is by shooting its ass, what you need to do is kill the screw, then grab the mini, then grab the shield. If, and I mean if, right? If the screw is being a bitch, okay? Grab the mini, then kill the screw, then get the shield. In this scenario, Scroot was being kind of a bitch, but it kind of worked out in the end. Scroot, mini, shield. Simple as that. One thing I will now note, again, Forrest again, we're going to be playing as Ron for the majority of the game now. But something that we're going to be doing is, instead of spamming through this, like we did for the majority of the time, we are going to press left here. So, when you have cards, it will automatically default to this to re-roll the cards. The re-roll loses a second every time you see it play. So, what we're going to do is once we enter this area as Ron, like Ron's character card select thing, we are going to press left on the D-pad and then press A. And this skips having to re-roll, in quotes, the cards. And since we skip doing that, we save a second each transition that we see the card select screen. I did not know about this until I got a 101 because it wasn't in the tutorial. So I'm going to say that straight up. Try to get this in your muscle memory as quick as possible because it will be used a lot later on. It will be used faster later on, and of course you want to have it in your muscle memory. Try to start out real slow to get the timing of the button press that you need, and then once you get slower, you can get faster at it, and your menuing will get better, and so on and so forth. Again, Dragon, same ordeal, but with this, instead of going up, we are going to go down. So what we're going to do here is we are going to get around right here, and we're going to cast. This Bubo shot is one of the most consistent in the game, and a lot of people don't believe me. You want to do the wiggle like I always did, or no wiggle. Actually, it's you can wiggle a little bit. Once the camera pans, let go. Don't worry about these dug bugs. There'll be 2 dug bugs that spawn here. These you actually have to worry about to stun them. Again, stun don't kill. If you kill the dug bugs, another one will spawn. So, again, stun don't kill. We gotta do another Bubo shot. My visual cue for this is once the head turns back, then you can let go. See, look, it turned back. I let go. It worked. This third shot out of the 3 is really easy because you have a visual cue. Wait till the thing lines up and go. Here, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing another multitask. Just hold upright. That's all I can say. We're going to be doing another damage boost to the fire. Again, same tactic that I taught in Fire, Skip, and Moody's lessons. We are going to take damage on the fire, and then walk through it. Here, we're going to grab the mini. And then we're going to damage through the fire again to grab the shield. This, it doesn't matter if you take the damage or not, because even if you die, you can die into the shield. Like I just did. Forest. And this is why I told you to not grab that one mini that we saw in the fire in story. We're going to go up here. There will be 3 dug bugs that spawn. Do not worry about them until we get over here, and then there'll be the 1 dug bug that follows you. 99% of the time, there will always be 1 dug bug that follows you. Stun this 1 dug bug. Then we're going to be aiming our Bubo shot on this shroom. None of the other shrooms matter. Don't even acknowledge them. This is the only shroom that matters. Aim for that shroom. Knock it out. You don't have to pull back as much because you don't have to shoot as far. Hold Axio to get this. Then we're going to go all the way to the right to grab the final mini. And since we grabbed the minis very strategically, we can grab the big shield in a very good spot. Alright, first task. First task, you need gold for this route. Obviously, because what's the point of getting silver and bronze? This task is by far the easiest. What you should be prioritizing here is, one, you should be holding your charm button, the one that does Aqua Repto and stuff like that, because that's your speed up button. You should be grabbing bean rings, but you should also be grabbing the blue rings, which is the speed up rings. The speed up rings should be prioritized over bean rings, but you should be grabbing bean rings. To get gold, you need a good time, which is like sub 220. It's like a 220 or better. And you need 30 bean rings, approximately. You need approximately 30 bean rings to get gold. For these, a lot of the bean rings and stuff will be in the way, so it's really easy to get them. So you can just grab them along the way, but you should always be prioritizing the blue rings. And there's nothing really much to say because, again, this is an auto-scroller. Or auto-scroller in quotes, because, again, like, speed matters and stuff. If you go through a blue ring, skill issue. No. It's not a skill issue. Basically, the game says, fuck you, and you didn't get a blue ring. And that's called a fake ring. And that's when you can go cry. The only thing I can really say about anything is this ring right here, grab from the top. If not, you'll get damaged and you won't grab it. That's the only thing I can really say. And if you do it well enough, you get a shield. Also, a thing to note here, if you turn a second barrier, like for example, watch this. My 208 here has a chance to be a 207. And you maybe ask, why would it be a 207? If you finish it in the first half a second of a second, it rounds down. And as you saw here, it was a 207. So it rounded down. Yay, bathroom. Again, if I've covered it once, I won't be going over it again. What we're going to be doing here is we're just going to be slamming the cauldron. That's really... the only thing I have of note here is this cauldron you can slam right here, and it counts as hitting the wall. I don't know why. Game design. Funny cutscene. We're not getting minis, so don't worry about minis at all. Go through the pipe, destroy the pipes. Okay, something that should be taught here. There is something in this game called a ledge skip. A ledge skip is when you move parallel with the ledge itself, and you skip the ledge fall down animation. We're going to intentionally not get one here. And then I'm going to be intentionally getting some for the rest of the game. You can get some in Forest, but they're way harder. The reason why we don't want to get a ledge skip there is because the AI gets fucked when you do one there. You're gonna wait for a little bit, wait for the camera to pan. And then you're going to pull the bridge down. Based on where the AI is based on what you should do here. If the AI are not getting close to the bridge at all, you need to go up, then down, then to the tap, and they'll manipulate themselves up here. If they are right here, just go straight to the tap. In my scenario, I had to manipulate them a little bit. Once they get near the tap, pull it. Here we're going to be trying to get some ledge skips. Here, wait for the AI. Pull the bridge. Simple as that. Alright. Do not worry about this tap at all. This tap is utterly useless because of a bathroom skip, which we'll be doing, and it uses mechanics that we have learned earlier in this tutorial, so it's really effective. You want to cauldron these pipes while you're waiting for the AI. Once the AI gets up here, pull this tap, and then just go down and backtrack. Wow, that was a great song. Okay, as you go around, we're gonna be doing something called bathroom skip. Basically, there is steam right here. Really, no bad steam. It doesn't do damage to you, but it does a damage animation. I don't know why they made it not do damage. Game design. Basically, you want to get in this corner. You want to do this, and then turn yourself like this. Steam hits you, you fall out. That sounded really dumb, but I'm going to explain something that will make it 10 times easier. Basically, how the HP4 characters work is they do not snap in the direction that you go. They turn clockwise or counterclockwise to get into the direction that you're holding. Say, for example, you are holding down right, and then you immediately switch to down left. They are not going to snap to down left. They are going to turn to down left. That is how they work. And that is why a lot of people consider the game very janky. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into the corner, and we're going to force the game to turn the camera up into an up left position. So what we're going to do is we're facing down. Then we're going to turn the stick like this, like this, like this, like this, until it's up left, and then edge it forward, steam hits you, you get knocked out. If you get something like this, wait in the same position you are at, because you have to wait for the damage animation to be off cooldown, get lodged in the corner, and then do the exact same thing. Look, I push it up, launched me out. But as you see here, the little instant replay here. As you see, my stick, I am not snapping the direction, I am turning the direction. Do not snap the direction, it will literally mess up the whole skip. And it's the reason why it's... Okay. There are two Urklings. If you are slow at the skip, because if you get it first try, these Urklings won't spawn at all, which is really cool. But if you have a skill issue, like the clip here, there are two Urklings that spawn. Either the two spawn here, one spawns here, one spawns here, or they both spawn over here. If they both spawn over here, the Urklings have something called a massive skill issue, and they can't hit you. So get fucked, losers. If they have one on each side, that's really good, because one AI will be focused on the Urkling, and one AI will be focused on the thing. If you get two Urklings over here, you got something called the unskill issue Urklings, because they actually figured out how to play the game, and they're on the right side. If you get something like that, and you're still up here, I would suggest killing one of the Urklings. If you are down there, you can stun them from below, if needed, or you can play the risky game and start pulling the bridges. Now, how you pull these bridges is based on where the AI is. If the AI refuses to cooperate, and you can't pull a single bridge, go down here, and the AI will TP down here. If the AI were able to pull one bridge, and then they can't cooperate, go down. If the AI were able to pull three, but they weren't close enough, For the fourth one, pull 3, go down, TP them down, and then go. If the AI is around right here and on, they can pull the 4th bridge and then pull all 4 while being up here and go. That is the quickest scenario, but it's all dependent on how the AI react. Another thing to note, and you learn this from play, there's invisible steam on this bridge right here. Why? Game design. I don't know. Luckily, in this scenario, I got the good RNG, so I didn't have to TP them down at all. But there is steam right here, or over there for some reason. I don't know why. Again, we're going to perform a ledge skip here. As you can see, I skipped the ledge fall down animation. What we're going to do for this is we're going to run up here, then run over to the right, and we're going to stand in this corner, wait a second, and then we're going to cast, and they should all 3 cast. Sometimes it might be delayed depending on how the salamanders are, and sometimes you will get super cucked. If you get super cucked, stun the salamanders and move on, and kill them. If you get super cucked, then you'll have to kill them, but it happens very rarely with this setup. And with that, we are going to run down. We should just tank through this. It's really not that bad. You do want to monitor your health, but it really ain't gonna be that bad. If you are super good, there will be a cauldron cake here. But you want to wait here and grab this cauldron cake that's up here to make sure you have enough help to get through. Luckily, with bathroom skip, there is like a million times less Urklings, because when you pull all the taps, you get all the Urklings, because apparently removing steam is the Urklings' favorite thing. I guess they're afraid of steam. Then some Urklings spawn here. If you have more than like 20 health, you should be able to live. Here, in this area, what you want to do is just hold up left, and you'll grab the shield. Alright, we're going to be going to bathroom block. I'm going to make a call out here, Dean's Worst Shield. But, what we're going to do here is we're going to attempt to get a ledge skip. The best way to get a ledge skip here is to just hug the wall here, and sometimes it will just work. But it will give you, even if it doesn't give you a ledge skip, it won't give you the super duper really bad ledge skip where you fall all the way down, because apparently they coded it that if you fall a significant distance, it's even worse. Why? I don't know. Which, knowing how this game works, only happens there intentionally, so. I don't know what they were thinking, I don't know. So what we're going to be doing is defying all laws of physics, and we're going to be casting through pipes. What you want to do is you want to pick this up. Do not hold left, do not hold up left, hold down left, and it will work every time. Then you want to go down here. The AI will either be a bitch and they both walk down. There will either be a blessing and they both fall down, or there will be a bitch and a blessing, and one over the other. In this scenario, I got the bitch scenario. Basically, what you want to do is you want to stand in this corner to get them in this little square area. Then we're going to slowly, and I mean slowly, nudge the camera enough to be able to pick up the block. Nudge, nudge, nudge. Pick up the block. With this setup, it should work. Basically, you don't want the AI getting further than like this. If they get further than this, it's game over. The good thing is, this shield is significantly easier because we don't pick up the mini, because the bitch-ass Urklings don't spawn. With this setup, it should work. And we continue as normal. Bridges. Bridges is the same way as block, but instead of going down the stairs, we go straight. I know. Very, very cool. Basically, there'll be some bitch-ass Earthlings that spawn. The first bitch-ass Earthlings, we ain't gonna deal with them because they're irrelevant. The second ones, we have to kill because they're bitches. And, we're going to kill them. Okay. What we're going to do here is, you want to kill the Earthlings in this area right here, around right here. You want to be standing over here and kill them. You don't want to throw them out of bounds, you just want to kill them because it's quicker because you have double jinx. Then, do not cast from here. Do not cast from here. Wait, get right here, camera will pan, then cast. I don't know why. If you start casting early, they will start worrying about the irrelevant-ass Earthlings and not cast. So basically what you want to do is just ignore these fires. They are irrelevant. To manipulate the AI to get closer, we're going to go down the stairs and then up the stairs, give Ron a little workout. I got some bitch-ass AI and they didn't want to show up, but most of the time it works. Here, go over here, wait, cast. And with this, we now have something called Herbology Story, question mark, because it is, we don't finish it the intended way. We do not grab minis on this split, so therefore Force is the only level that has minis. So what we're going to be doing is we have to go grab the Herbivicus spellbook. Yes, I used to call it Habibicus, but it's Habibicus. I don't know why it's a V. You pick up this book, and you want to be holding upright, because Ron's in the best position, funnily enough, so it's very convenient. So, what you want to be doing here is you don't want to cast on the rock, you don't want to wait for the AI. What you want to do is you want to be being a multitasker. Stand right here, and cast on this lily, and cast on this lily, and by the time you open both lilies, they've shown up, and you can cast on this big boy rock, and you can move it out of the way. But the position is really good, because not only can you just turn and pick up the rock, it puts the AI in a better position as well. So, I would suggest mimicking that position. What we're going to be doing here is we're going to be opening a lily before the cutscene. According to, all known laws, this Mosp, every purple Mosp in the game is called Joey, every red Mosp in the game is called Jerry, and that is law. If you call them anything otherwise, you will be banned from the community. That's just how it works. So, what you're going to be doing is you don't want to enter this square of death. This square will trigger the cutscene of Joey showing off his muscular abs heading towards you. You want to open this lily and then go in the cutscene of Joey showing off his muscular abs. See, look at Joey go. He's trying. Joey's aren't as cool as Jerry's. Jerry's are amazing. Basically, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be opening these lilies to head over here, and we're going to do a bubo shot. This bubo shot. Aim more left than you think. Aim about right here. Do not aim on the right. If you aim on the right, it will only kill the right one. But if you aim on the left, it will kill both. Why? Hp4. Here, once you open this lily, another Joey will show up. You want to stun that Joey, and then you're gonna push, or pull the bridge down. Then we're going to run around and pretend that we didn't just knock out that Joey, and we're going to open these lilies. If this little Joey over here wants to be a bitch, or this little Joey right here wants to be a bitch, you can stun them before opening this first lily. After that, the Joeys won't be a problem until up here. Open this lily. Then open the second lily. Sometimes the guy spawns early, but most of the time he will spawn as soon as you enter this area right here and open this second lily. Once you see the little Joey pop up and flex his little abs, you're going to stun him. He will be your priority. Stun him, get him away. We don't want him over here. Then we're going to pull the bridge down. And just move on. Story used to be way harder because we used to grab minis and Joeys would spawn here, but since we don't grab the mini anymore, there are no more Joeys over here, so you can just run right through. Makes the end of this really easy. So you may be wondering, why are we almost done with this split according to my gold, and we've just exited first greenhouse. So since there are a full second greenhouse, we haven't even gotten there yet. How are we almost done? The shield is nowhere near us. Well, it's called not grabbing that shield. We're going to be grabbing a shield that is not the story shield. But how the game works is if you pick up a shield that is not a story shield, but it's during story, it picks up the shield, counts it as complete, and ends story. Why game design? Why did they remove the shields? I don't know. HP4. There are so many questions I'd love to ask the devs, but I don't think they'd willingly get in an interview with me because I think they generally blocked me, and I might be on a hit list because I think they genuinely hate me for what I did to their game. Anyway. What we're going to be doing is something called a Rock Ride. If you are a prominent member of the community, you probably know what it is. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be getting a lone irrelevant rock. And we're going to be positioning it so there is a gap. There is a gap between the stair and the rock itself. Or the stair and the rock. Basically, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using the game's height mechanic to give ourselves forced height onto the rock. If you go onto the rock and it doesn't put you on, lift up the rock and let go, go back on the stairs, and attempt again. The reason why we lift up the rock again is to reset the collision of the rock, allowing us to attempt the slide again to get on top of the rock. As you can see here, I got it first try. Got on top of the rock. If you are super duper scared, you can open this lily to give yourself more room, but you really don't need it because you have the collision. The collision's basically the lily, but like a little less. What you want to do here is you want to pick up the rock. If you want to play the safe route, you can pick up the rock, wait for it to damage you, and you can damage fall onto this, and then just pick up the Lily Shield. Or you could be the Giga Chad way, pick up, and then just turn around. Like that. And you pick up the Lily Shield, and we end story. So the first Jerry appearance doesn't happen until this split. We're going into herbology. What we're going to be doing here is we're going to be ignoring everything here. And we're going to go past this block into this area right here. This is called the Jerry location because this is where they all breed. We're going to open this first lily. There is like a 1% chance that the Jerrys just don't spawn. And if that happens, it's good for the run, but sad for the soul, because then you don't get to see any Jerrys. There will be a first Jerry, you want to stun this Jerry. There'll be another Jerry, you want to stun this Jerry. This third Jerry... Oh, lol, I forgot that happened. Basically, this what you're normally supposed to do. Stun this first Jerry, stun the second Jerry, and then this third Jerry will get stuck on a wall. 50-50 shot. Not even 50-50, it's probably like 90-10. That he just gets stuck and you can just continue and finish. If he doesn't, then you can just stun him as well. Here, I got hit. So I'm like trying to compensate for getting hit. I know. I'm bad. Alright, we're going to be doing right Bubo, which is... Let's take a guess. Is it on the left or is it on the right? You guessed it, it's on the right. So we're going to go to the gate. And we're going to open the gate. We're just gonna run past this area, and we're gonna enter the area that we should have entered in story, but it's definitely not in the story state. Also, to note, there are a bunch of Extremos beans over here. You want to make sure you have Extremos before cleanup, because there is a shield called Force Big Screw, and you need Extremos. You can't do that shield without Extremos. Big thing to note here is there's going to be a weird collision thing, and I'll explain it once we get further down. We want to get about right here and start pulling. What we want to do, there is 3 shrooms, one there, and one there. Okay? The very first shot that you do of this, okay? Do not aim for this shroom. And I repeat, do not aim for this shroom. There is an invisible wall placed on the first time you do this shot. Why? I don't know. But the first time you do this, there will be an invisible wall right here. So you should aim for the center around right here, and it will work every single time. And a lot of people don't know about that. I learned that from a lot of failure. We're going to be going for bridges, which is on the right. Just go up here. Okay. Do not go over here and cast the bridge. Do not do that. No, don't do that. Instead, cast from here. It makes it so the Jerry doesn't spawn until you get about right here. And you'll have the bridge down. So, that's pretty cool. So what you're going to be doing is going through here. The Jerry will either not spawn, and there'll be a Jerry that spawns right here sometimes. If they don't spawn, cool for the run, sad for the soul. But if he does spawn, you can play it safe and just spam Jinx, and he'll auto get jinxed. Or you can play it risky and just run through and just hope he doesn't attempt to hit you. Here, you want to get in the corner right here. And cast on this bridge. Here, you have to wait for the camera to pan before you're able to cast. Just get as far as you can so the camera can pan as quick as it possibly can. If the Jerry gets in the way, you can just stun it. And we're going to be grabbing this shield right here. So, there's another route deviation. Because we do not do Forest Lilies anymore. We do Herbology Left Boobotuber now. And I recommend it even for beginners because it's less Boobotuber shots. And it's way more of a consistent split, even with the bullshit trick. So I'll be switching to Discord. Because I have a video Going to Discord, finding my... We're gonna go to this video. So, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going up into the left. Simple stuff. It's basically the way we came, except instead of Joey's, it's Jerry's. And there's only 2 of them, and one of them, most of the time, just doesn't spawn. So you want to open this lily and this lily from here, then the Jerry will spawn, turn around, stun it, then move on. And you just want to keep opening the lilies. This first Jerry will be completely irrelevant because it will just keep attacking the AI, and even if it doesn't see the AI, it'll just be stuck up there. Then open this. A big thing I like to do now is I like to do this, like a really quick route here. Not only is it faster, but it has a higher chance of the Jerry just not spawning, and I don't know why. If the other Jerry spawns, just stun it. Simple as that. The reason why this is faster than Forest Lilies, even with best RNG of Forest Lilies, is because there's a skip called Hp4 Skip, and Hp4 Skip, in the name, you skip the lilies. You do this. Basically, what you want to do, the best method I have found for this is you want to be in the center, wiggle the stick. Like, wiggle the stick in the center, and 50-50 shot, you go above. If you do not go above, just open the lilies. It only loses, like, 2, 3, 4. If you did the skip, this shot is free. How do you wiggle your arrow keys? Okay, I can say this on keyboard. Wiggling would just be left-right inputs. Immediate. It would just be left-right inputs. Anytime I say wiggle, it's just left-right inputs. If, this right here... If you do this, this shot's free. Like, you have enough time to line up. If you don't, basically what you would want to do is you either get here as quick as you possibly can and line up the shot, if you're, like, really good. Or you go all the way in the back corner, you wait for the AI to run towards you, and then do the shot. Very dependent on how confident you are on boobo shots. But I definitely recommend this shield over Forest Lilies, because Forest Lilies has like 4 boobo shots in a row. And for beginners, that is not fun. And the shield is inherently faster anyway, so. Alright, back to the run. And we're going to be doing cleanup, which is exterior lilies, exterior salamanders, which I'll have to go back to Discord for. Luckily, I have a video for. Big Scroot, and bathroom lilies. And then we have Tass. That's it. Here, we're gonna play as Harry. And the only reason we play as Harry is because we don't have to do any combat, and it's just quicker to select them. We're gonna go the same way that we did for block skip. And we're just gonna go down. We're going to do the same thing that we did before. We're going to go left, then right, then cast. Really consistent AI manipulation. Instead of going around like we did for block skip, we're going to be going in the lake. For the lily openings, you want to do this one, then this one, then this one, then this one, and then this one, and that's it. Really nothing else to do. All it is just opening lilies. It's the whole split. Okay, we're going to be going back to Discord. Because we moved pillars to late game. And the reason why we moved pillars to late game is it consistently saves time. Consistently. You always save time, and it's way more consistent than it was in early game. And since we don't need it in early game, we moved it to late game. So what we're going to be doing is we need to play as Ron. Very important. Even though he has the combat cards now, so it doesn't inherently matter. He could be playing as him majority of the time anyway. Same way as rooftops, we're just going to keep going. But instead of stopping for the block, of course, because we've already grabbed rooftops like 30, 40 minutes ago, we are going to be going past it and moving on. You can damage boost to that fire, really inherently doesn't matter. So the way we do this is we do 2 cauldron shots to kill the 2 pillars, and then we knock out the fire, and then we kill the other salamander. Really, really weird to get used to at first. But here, first cauldron, you want to aim, like, down left, somewhere near the fire, let go, and it will just hit it, kill, and it'll insta-kill this guy. This guy, since we have double jinx, he will always get stunned by one cast. So just cast once to stun him, kill his pillar, stun this guy with 1 jinx, kill him, put out his fire, and then we're going to kill the salamander, which will be even quicker. And then we're going to get near this cauldron. As you can see, I moved towards the cauldron that's on the left. Pick up the cauldron. Smash the pillar. Hold down left, grab the shield. Simple as that. Now we're back to this to go to Big Scroot. So what we're going to be doing here is the same as we did for Small Scroot and Dragon. We're just going to run through, and we're going to go the same way as Small Scroot. Again, like I said, it is better to aim for this shroom as a beginner because you only need to kill 1 shroom, and in every other area you have to kill 2. Killing this 1 shroom means the difference. So, because we need Big Scroot instead of Small Scroot, we're going to ignore this little small boy that we killed like 20 minutes ago. Okay, big thing to note here. Stay as low as possible. And I mean as low as possible. We don't want the Scroot to spawn. And we don't want the Joeys to spawn. So you want to stay... You don't want to go above here. At all. Because if not, the Joey spawn, and then the Big Scroot up here spawns. Because we're using camera manipulation to stop them spawning. Then we're going to go. If I activated Extremos too early, but what you want to do is you want to go up here, then get right here, then activate Extremos. And when you activate Extremos, the Scroot will be a little submissive and breedable, and it will turn around, and you can kill it. But I activated Extremos too early. But in this case, it really doesn't matter. And if you get something like that, all you gotta do is shoot it in its ass. But that's why you need Extremos, because Big Scroots, and this is very effective later on, if you are not using Extremos on a Big Scroot, the only way to kill a Big Scroot is if it's stunned. Again, we don't do Forest Lilies anymore, so I'm going to be skipping over this. We're going to be going to Bathroom. And Bathroom Lilies is extremely easy. There's really not much to do. All you want to do is you want to go up here. Wait in the corner for 1, 2, cast, boom. That one's super consistent because the AI teleports. Then you want to go all the way down, then all the way up, then cast. Make your way, as you're pulling the tap, closer to the exit. All you have to do is pull that one tap. Then we're going to attempt to do a ledge skip. If you do a ledge skip on this, you can skip all 3 of the ledges here. Skipping one matters a lot. Here, I didn't get it because I suck. But if you do a normal ledge skip, you can skip all of those ledge grab stuff. And grab Bathroom Lilies. Here I'm gonna deviate because my second task in my PB was actually trash. So I'm gonna go for my second task IOA record to show off second task. The second task is the hardest task in the game. And a lot of people mess it up, and a lot of people don't know what to do, and inherently what you need to do and stuff. The first thing you need to know is you need to get Grindy low kills and time for gold. It's really only Grindy low kills. Because time, you can get like an 8-minute time. And it works. Another thing we need to know is we need to grab Gillyweed, which will make us faster, and we need to grab all the Gillyweed as we can. We're going to grab this Gillyweed. And remember to be holding your charm button, which is like your Aqua Reto and stuff, to go faster, obviously. There's also bean rings in this. Do not deviate for bean rings. They're useless. Okay, so we got a Gillyweed popping up, but the problem with this Gillyweed is, 1, it's being surrounded by 50 million Grindylows, okay? But 2, there is a mermaid thing that wants to take the Gillyweed for it. And a lot of people are like, how do you get rid of the, how do you make the mermaid not take a Gillyweed? Because they don't know. If you hit the mermaid, it will do this little animation thing, and it will just skip it. And it just won't grab. We'll grab the Gillyweed. And fun fact, if you hit it so it doesn't grab that Gillyweed, it won't show up for this one. So this one is utterly free. Here, just worry about Grindylow kills. And another thing to note here, do not go right, go left. It saves a second to go left because it's better, better angle. Here, there is a mermaid going after the Gillyweed, but the mermaid doesn't grab the Gillyweed because HP4 coding. So do not worry about the mermaid or hitting the mermaid. Worry about killing the Grindylows around the Gillyweed so you don't, like, die. And I'm going to make a pause here. If you really, really suck at second task, and you can't do it, and you need extra health, go into Moody's challenges, Bubo Tuber Fling, or any of the ones that isn't like the Avaforce challenge, okay? And you need to hit all of the dragon statues. Or all of the statues. I think it's either just the dragon statues or all of the statues. If you hit all the dragon statues and all that, it increases your health in second task. And it makes it so, you only take 5 health instead of 10. So you're 20 hits to kill instead of 10. Okay, the first stopping section. You want to aim a little low. You want to get into it a little low. So this one's moving up. Kill this one, kill this one, kill this one. Then there'll be 4, 5, 6 right here. Then there'll be a 7th one right here. Then 8, 9 up here, 10. Then just kill anything in the way. Because it doesn't lose time to spam the Jinx button. Kill. Here there'll be a fuck ton of Grindylows, and this is where you can get like a majority of your kills. Just spam through and just spam right through and kill them all. Here there'll be a mermaid that would want to take the gillyweed, aim low so you can hit it. Hit it as early as you can, because if you hit this one pretty late, it'll just grab it anyway. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Don't worry about the bubbles, but we need to do another 10 Grindylow kills. First one's right here. This second one's really risky, but you can go for this little Grindylow right here. If you can't hit this Grindylow, doesn't matter, because it doesn't lose time to not go for it. Second Grindylow, third Grindylow, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I counted wrong. I was gonna show off a deviation. You can do this easier. So you kill this first one. You can attempt to go for this one. If you get it, good. If you don't, 2, 3, 4. You see that this Grindylow right here. This one I avoided for the purpose of the IL because it was slower. But if you don't grab this first one down here, then you need to grab this one. And it's not that hard to hit. So instead of doing 1... So if you miss the one down here, it'd be 1, 2, because it spawns over here. Then 3, then 4. What's me? Then 5 down here. Here I got lucky and I killed one of them right here. You need to kill that one, and then kill. And then if you need another one, there's another one right here. Very feel-based. You're gonna have to practice it, and I know a lot of people don't want to practice this shitty task, but I did, and it's helped wonders on my consistency. Alright, what you want to do here is you just want to destroy the bubbles, because if you hit the bubbles, you take 5 damage, regardless of if you have the statues or not. Let's just keep going. So, what you want to do here is ignore this mer person. Let me go back. Ignore this mer person right here, because it does fuck all. And worry about the Grindylow. And for this Gillyweed, do not hold forward, because it will immediately cancel your momentum. You need to hold left, so you immediately deviate from the wall to keep your momentum from the Gillyweed. Here, there'll be Grindylows that spawn. Hit, you can kill. Here, hit this. A little deviation, go under this to the left. This Grindylow can't hit you because it's under, it's behind a wall. Go to the left and hug the left wall. Go this way, and then touch this right pillar, and it will just TP you up. So, what you want to do here... I love Twitch files. Is you want to attempt to be hitting this one, and you want to kill it, and then the camera will start panning, because basically what happens is the game hasn't fixed your camera, and it won't fix your camera until midway through. And it makes it so this bubble right here, which a lot of people have nicknamed the bitch bubble, it makes this bubble free. So what you want to do is you want to hit this until it dies, and then you turn, and then you hit this bubble. And as you can see, it snaps, but I got enough damage on it that I can just keep going. And then you just go in the order that I'm going in. Make sure to alternate between the two to get, like, better hits. Here, you want to be, if you are really low on health, move as much as possible. But if you are really good on health and you're actually pretty confident in you living, you can take it safe and just, or take it risky and just go through and hit them all. Again, alternate between the two. These bubbles can be kind of dumb, but if you're more in the center, they aren't that much of a problem. They aren't like bitch bubble is in the first one. It's more just hit them and don't get hit by a Grindilo, because if you get hit by a Grindilo, you take a damage animation, obviously. And then you get to the end, and that's it. Again, second task, it's second task. And we're going to be going to third task. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be doing the maze, then we got an easy part, and then we got the scroot manipulation. This task is pretty easy, but it's hard to learn because it actually has like strats and stuff. This little branch thing, what you want to do is you want to do a little shimmy, and the reason why you want to do a little shimmy is it sets you up for the cycle for the next two branch things to be on cycle. Again, you want to go first left again, second left, right, first right, second left. And as you can see, the shimmy got me through. Here, you don't want to be holding any inputs at all until you're in this black screen. And the reason why you don't want to hold any inputs until the black screen is if you do, Harry will turn to the left and you lose like a second or two because you have to re-change his position. For this, it doesn't inherently matter which way you go, but the way everyone goes and the way everyone preaches is left, right, inside, inside, outside. Left, right, meaning you don't get any of the bush stickouts, and inside, inside, outside is the way you should be because the bush is there. First one's inside, so hug the inside wall and you'll pass this bush. Then we go right. Inside again, so to pass this bush. Then we go through some more hedge stuff. Then we go left, and then we do outside wall. to skip that bush. And then you may be asking, why did I only say inside, inside, outside, and not like inside, 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 outside, inside, or something like that? The only reason is because there is no bushes here. So it's just free when you go right. Fun fact, after the second hedge pops out, you can no longer get hit by anything. Nothing else gives you damage. Alright, time for the Scroot manipulation. The very first part of the Scroot manipulation is very important and very exact because you don't want to fuck it up. And the second part is free. But, like, inherently the strat isn't that bad. What you want to do is you want to take a diagonal path to this wall and then hug the wall over. Do not go this way and hug the wall. That is no-no. And do not just straight up go. You have to hug this wall eventually, and you can't hug it too early. The reason why you want to do this and not hug the wall, let's get a better one, like this, and not hug the wall, is if you hug the wall, the Scroot will get stunned. The first Scroot will get stunned, and it completely messes it up because it needs to do its spin cycle. So how we have it set up is it does its spin cycle while we're doing the first Scroot, or while we're killing the first Scroot. So we don't have to wait for its spin cycle. So as you can see here, I get near the wall. It charges, doesn't hit anything. Then we get this Scroot to ram into a wall. And we're going to kill this Scroot. Then, once this Scroot blows up, we are going to get the Scroot that's over there. Or it's over there. Okay. And we're going to charge it into this wall. We've charged it. Boom. Also, this right here is very important. Get under Cedric to give him a little ride. If you don't, your run's invalid. Sorry, I don't make the rules. Alright, so, the last thing is, Voldemort. Whoa. I can't believe I've gotten through this. We're actually gonna have an Hp4 updated tutorial. I can't believe it. Just gotta get through the last 3 minutes. But, basically, the fight is split into three individual sections. Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3. Phase 1 is, at top level is essentially pace-locked because of how skeleton spawns work. Phase 2 is inherently pace-locked because of how it even works, because of how skeletons spawn. And Phase 3 is not pace-locked, but, you know, it's hard. So this first part is just a cutscene. And then, you gotta wait for the skeleton to spawn. The first skeleton that spawns in the cutscene will already be spawned, and you don't have to wait for them. So you want to pick up him, and you want to be throwing all of these skeletons into something I like to call the Pit of Death over here. So this Pit of Death, 90% chance, if you have enough speed, it will kill them. One thing to note, there is a huge invisible wall that is right here, so the skeletons can't, like, go over there. Let go earlier than you think. Do not let go at the very edge, because then they'll lose all their speed as soon as they hit the wall, and they won't die. So what you want to do is, like, let go, so then they fall, and then they fall, and then they fall, and then they land in this Pit of Death, and they die from the momentum. From here, I think this guy doesn't die. Oh, he does die, because he lands in the Pit of Death. The skeletons need to be done in this order, and a big thing about this is this bottom left skeleton needs to be prioritized over every other skeleton. Bottom left. That, this side, right, then left. If they don't die, do not worry, because then you can take another skeleton and ram it into the other one. And so don't worry about picking it up again and having to slam it. And if you do actually have to pick it up and slam it again, do not try to slam it into the pit of death. Pick it up from where it is, like for example, this one's right here, and slam it into the gravestones that are right here. And it will always die at that point. If, for example, right here, they are too close to the pit of death, you can move them back and then move them towards the pit of death. As you can see here, I got a double kill. After the bottom left one, and then you've killed 2 sets of skeletons on the left, 2 sets of skeletons on the right, come back to the bottom left, and he should be spawned again. And kill him. Then kill the last remaining one on the left, the last remaining one on the right, and then go back to the bottom left and kill the bottom left one. And that's the phase done. Bottom left is very important. You can't kill these skeletons in a random order. They always spawn in the same spot, and you need to always prioritize the bottom left one because the whole fight is pace locked because of that. The bottom left one spawns 3 times instead of the usual 2. Okay, very important for this spell thing, okay? You need to move the joystick or any input that you're using if you're using keyboard very slowly. Very subtle inputs. The slower you are, the more control you have over the spell in Harry. If you just use full force on the joystick, it will make it so you have no control at all, and it makes the fight 10 million times harder than it needs to be. How these skeletons work is 2 spawn at a time, and as long as the spell is like a distance from them and hits them with any sort of horizontal momentum, it will kill them. Remember, very small movements, and as you can see here, like, I'm barely even moving the stick. And there'll be 5 sets to spawn. Technically 6 if you're not fast enough. If you kill this 5th set right here quicker than the 6th set has a chance to spawn, the 6th set doesn't spawn. And the 6th set isn't needed to be killed in phase 2. Technically they don't need to be killed at all. But they will cause you problems in phase 3 with the statue if you don't kill them. So I would suggest killing them before setting up the statue stuff. So I killed them fast enough so I don't have the problem of needing to kill the skeletons. As you can see, the skeletons are gone. If the skeletons were there, you would just kill them real quick. Basically, how this statue works is the statue needs to slam 4 times, and after it slams on the 4th one, it will slam and then stay on the ground, and then you gotta make the spell hit the statue over and over and over again, and then eventually, with enough hits, the statue destroys itself, and time ends as soon as the statue gets destroyed. So the whole run's over at that point. How the statue registers a hit is the spell needs to be on the statue, then completely get removed from the statue, and then completely get back on the statue. So you can't just hug the statue over and over and expect it to count as a hit. It needs to go off and on, and off and on, and off and on. So what we're going to do is we're going to move the spell to be up here, and then have Harry in the pit of death. Keep in mind, if Harry gets hit by the statue, if it's a indirect hit, it's 20 damage. If it's a direct hit, it's 40. In the pit of death, 90% chance he doesn't get hit. Here, I'm waiting for the statue. 2. On the 3rd one, I'm moving the spell closer to get more prepared for the inevitable hitting phase. Once the statue slams, again, slow movements, okay? Down, up, Up, down. Slow movements. It needs to be like... Do not go like this. You'll lose control of the spell. You'll completely lose control. And if you do it just right, it ends. And with that, multiple years of waiting, a lot of people begging, a live stream, the HP4 Any % tutorial is now done. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to end the recording real quick. For everyone that has watched this tutorial, thank you. And I hope this makes you, I hope this helps you learn the game.